Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear me? Yeah, I'm trying to work on the camera here. I think that I'm having some issues with it. New camera. Hold on here. Oh, there we go. Hey, can you see me now? Yeah, great. Hey, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Awesome. Great, Francis. Glad you all are doing great. It's like 41, 47 of you here. Yes, I did get a haircut. I got a haircut the other day, and I got a face cut too. I don't see you, Sandy. No, I think this is only one way as far as the viewing goes. Um, Lemon J under a blanket warmer. Yeah, it's getting a little chilly here. It was 68 this morning in South Carolina. Hey, Dorothy from Jersey. Hey, Larry. Hey, hello. Oh, Sandy, I get you now. Oh, you got me. Oh. Oh, great. So, let me see here. I'm going to try to keep up with all the questions coming in. Uh, yeah, so the weather is getting a little cooler here in South Carolina. We got a cold front that blew through. Um, Jamaica, hey, nice and warm there, Marcia in Jamaica. Um, Finley's mom, yep, I appreciate you. So those recipes mom has, I mean, there's like 1,400 of them. It'll take you a while to get through them all. They'll be there too for as long as people want to cook with them. Um, yeah, Martin, I don't know what to tell you. I usually find picking up my laptop and slamming it down on the table works great. Oh, hey, Henry, how are you? In Michigan, cold and snow. That's shocking. Shocking. Shocking that it's cold and snow in Michigan. Oh, Connecticut. Hey, I'll be up in Hartford tomorrow. I fly up there. I start a trip tomorrow, and I fly up to Hartford, and then I'll be leaving out of there to start my next trip here. Um, yeah, Monty, it's a little windy down here in Charleston. So, um, yeah, Debbie, I know. Well, a lot of people still watch Mom. It's funny, all the videos. Her biggest video is that pinto bean, how to cook pinto beans and keep them from making you gassy. That thing, still, it's like one of the more popular videos. I have a little readout on my YouTube screen, and it tells me, analytics, and it tells me which videos how they're doing and all. And that one's always in the top 10, always. So stomp the TV to get the TV to work, or stomp the floor to get the TV to work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bonnie, Charleston is nice. It is nice. The ravishing Mrs. Ritter loves Charleston. Anything to say about the recent crash in DC? Somebody asked me about that. Um, as a pilot, I was talking about that in one of my videos. It's funny. Well, it's not funny, but after that happened, um, DC, Ronald Reagan, that place is pretty sporty. Get in there, and I don't know if you've ever flown in there, but they're one of the arrivals. It's a visual arrival. It comes right down the Potomac River. And it's a great view if you're sitting on the correct side of the airplane of seeing downtown DC. But it's very procedural. A lot of airports you go into are very procedural. You got to hit certain things and come through certain ways. Imagine like if you ever been to like a big sporting event or something and they have the cones laid out and you have a certain turns and the cops are there. Just imagine if you just ignored it. And um, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it doesn't allow for room for mistakes. I don't know what happened, and that was the point I made in my comments. Is these days people want to know right now. Hey, what happened? What happened? And you have to wait because they look at everything. They look at when the pilots got up in the morning. They look at what's their training been like. What's their the air traffic controllers, what their day was like. How long were they on duty? They look at all of those things. So uh, you have to be patient. I mean, it just takes time, and we probably won't get the whole story for another couple of months or so. And it'll. I suspect it probably will be some sort of. There was a procedural error of some sort. Somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be. I guess that's a guess. It's usually what happens. So, um, yeah, Tweed Airport. Tweed Airport, is that in Scotland or something? Huh. Miami Beach, 80, Maryland. You're rubbing it in now. That's not very nice. Let's see. Air Force One. I don't know. And then I would be able to have a beer. Of course, I can't have a beard now. That's where the beard went. The company came down and said, "Hey, beards are no more beards," and that wasn't a good. That wasn't good for morale. So our company just got bought out. The sale goes through in the spring, I think. Um, so Tweed, New Haven, Connecticut. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Um, okay, there you go. Thanks. Tweeds in Connecticut. So yeah, we fly into Bradley from time to time. Like I said, on this trip, I'll fly into Bradley and fly out of Bradley. It's nice up there, especially in summertime, especially when you're coming from South Carolina to go up to Connecticut. So, Tony, I just saw your note here. Putting mom while you sleep, calming voice. She, before she passed, I mean, that was one of the things we went through a lot of. She was getting all kind of mail from a lot of you, and that was what she told me. She goes, Stephen, can you believe that people do that? That people will sit there and listen to my voice and fall asleep, and it's true. I mean, she had a great voice for that. Um, Could I ever get mom's recipes in a cookbook to sell, or at least some of hers? I know she had a lot. Candy, I've been pretty busy the last couple of years. There was some, we were starting to move that way, and I was actually over in Abu Dhabi working, and I was working with Ann McLeod, and I know she had transferred a lot of those videos, the recipes, to down on paper and record that. And we were working a lot together, and that's been my fault. I've just been so busy, and um, now that I'm not working with Boeing anymore, um, I got yeah, they came down and basically laid off 10% of the whole workforce for Boeing. Um, I've got a lot more time. I've actually been home the last 12 days, and it's been nice. I've actually got the garage cleaned out, but I'm planning to reach back out to Ann. I don't know if she's shot of me or done with me or whatever with this project, but that's still something we're kind of looking at too. So um, that is an idea. We had talked a lot about it, about how to organize it and everything else, and some pictures and things like that to put in there. So um, that's certainly something we're still thinking about. So um, Sonia, got to have something sweet cake. I've actually made that too. That is a pretty tasty cake. So, and that's one thing we're talking about doing. Again, is recording some of those in a cookbook. So, Kathy, I appreciate that. Debbie, I'm looking back through the questions here. Lemon J, yes, we're still I send a Venmo every month, support for the school. That's right over here. You see mom's pictures. Um, the first one is going to be auctioned off starting on the 22nd. So if somebody's interested in having an original, let me this painting. Gonna auction this off. This is actual framed painting um, here, and you can see mom signed it at the bottom there, obviously. But just gonna auction that off, and 100% um, of what I get in is gonna go to school too. So yeah, so that's still going on. Um, Debbie, your grandson is in Qatar. Comes home in April. Yep. Yeah, I was there. I was there for 4 months deployed in the summertime. Yeah, it's nice in the winter there. Summertime, not so nice. uh, yeah, Sandy, I know. Trim beard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. They where are they getting rid of them? Because um, mine was. It's nice. And then when I shaved, it's like I kind of looking at myself going, ooh, who is that? uh, let's see. What else we got here? Looking through all your questions. What happened to Boeing? Larry, they had a lot of, I mean, a lot of things. They had some quality issues, I think. Some things that it's really kind of goes back when I was there. They talked about Boeing and how Boeing used to be, and um, they bought out McDonnell Douglas back in the mid '90s. So the C-17 used to be a McDonnell Douglas airplane. McDonnell Douglas designed and built. Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, and now it's the Boeing C-17. But anyway, they talked about that a lot when I was working there. Is the old heads at Boeing, when they brought a lot of the management over from McDonnell Douglas, it was all about the dollar. It's all about making as much money and being as efficient as possible. And they cut a lot of corners. And a lot of the old school Boeing people, it was all about quality, and some of that got watered out. That's the feeling that I picked up when I was there. So, of course, there were some issues. The 737 Max, they had some issues with the planes crashing. There was uh, some of the software and what they would do if it got in a stall situation, and there was training involved, and other countries were flying it. They had some crashes. There's a whole documentaries on that whole mess. But then, the door blowing off the Alaska plane last year was just it. As Boeing's been taking it in the shorts. Then they had the machinist strike and all, and they really were getting cash strapped, and they started furloughing managers, and they would basically, you had to take a week off without pay once a month, and then they came down to, okay, we need to get rid of 10% across the board. Didn't matter that the fact that my section that I worked in is on a fixed contract. So all it means is you're going to have less people getting paid exactly what you were going to get before. You're just going to have less people doing it. You're not saving anything. So anyway, that's what a giant bureaucracy does. So Tony, how do you part with it? I have a problem parting with my late dad's things. Um, Mom told me this. So this is how, Tony, is years ago, I was there visiting. Mom's like, she had some stuff, and she was giving me some stuff. And she was basically like, for years, I kept this stuff thinking that you were going to play with it, that you were going to keep it and do whatever. And she just came to the point realizing that, the things that are important to me, you know, I'd realized that there's things of my mom's that I didn't want, my grandma that mom didn't want. And she realized that for me. She's like, you let me know what you want to keep, but otherwise, I mean, there's no pressure, nothing. And there's a few paintings that mom has that are special to me, that mean a lot to me. that I have kept. And there was one particular picture that she did of some longhorns, cows, and we just took that one out to Nathan. He really wanted that one. So, but otherwise, I mean, um, Gray there. This is Gray, her first poodle that she had. Um, I think she loved Gray more than me, I think. So I'm very angry at Gray. That's not true. Oh, but oh, thank you, Frugal Nista. Appreciate that. Mom's website. Um, well, the website actually is no more. It had all kind of um, the southernfrugal.com website. It had all kind of bugs in it and everything else. And I had never posted anything to that website or anything else. So that's actually lapsed. All that's left of Mom's videos, and she posted everything on the YouTube channel as well. So let's see. Appreciate that, Mary Kay, with the prints. Yeah, I agree, Sonia, about Mom's recipes and web and channel. I appreciate that, Debbie. Like I said, Mom asked me to keep it going, the channel, and I promised you all, as long as people want to watch them, I'll keep them up, and I'll add to them. I mean, as much time as I have to do it, and I've got more now. I've been posting a lot more, cooking a lot of stuff, and it's good for me. It's fun for me, especially when I was over in Abu Dhabi. It gave me something to do besides playing video games all day, which is what I did the first year I was there. Um, but also, I mean, it lets me kind of stretch my boundaries a little bit, and that's been Mom's legacy as well. Is love trying new things and cooking new things, and that's certainly something I picked up from her. Trying new stuff, um, and it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I just made that French onion chicken the other day. That was I know I'll be scrolling through YouTube videos or stuff. I just made fermented fried fermented potatoes the other day. That was kind of neat. I never would. I mean, making my own. Um, yeah, when I was taking care of Mom before she passed, she had some refrigerator pickles, and that got me thinking about that. And that's what I kind of got the idea with the fermented pickles versus the vinegar pickles, doing that. I mean, so things out of the box and thinking of new things and doing new things, that that interests me. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, and I put it down on here, and you guys get to put up with my dad jokes and my silliness and everything else. Um, let's see, Finley's mom. My favorite dish that my mom made. Well, I'll give you a little background. So the first dish that I've made of her that I cooked of hers that I made myself, um, uh, from her videos, because she started what it was is I would want to make biscuits. That's my favorite. Her biscuits were my favorite, and I would call her up, and I'm in Germany, calling her up, going, "Hey, mom, how do you make the biscuits?" And I'm writing it down or whatever. And then I whatever would happen with the paper, and I'd lose it. I had to call her up again. She said she got tired of telling me over the phone, so she started doing these videos and doing it. And she's like, "Well, hey, I can put them on YouTube and do that and make a channel." And the first thing that she made that I cooked um, was from her channel. Following what she made on channel was her banana pudding. That was good. That was good. That was tasty. Um, let's see. Yes, Tony, Mom actually did a little modeling, just a little bit. And she's Mom was very modest, and when it kind of got to the point with like swimsuits and stuff, she's like, I ain't doing that. She did was going to model a little bit, actually. Yeah, back when she was really young. Um, so Finley's mom's biscuits, that was my favorite. I mean, she would make dessert sometimes back on like Sundays when we were eating Sunday dinner, and I would just get more biscuits and I would like crumble them up and put gravy over the top of them. And my favorite were the biscuits that were a little bit burnt on the bottom, so it had like a flat kind of harder piece. And I crumble those up, put gravy over them. Oh, and Mom would be like, "Steven, you're not going to get any dessert." I'm like, "This is my dessert." So, oh, yeah. What happened to Eric? Kathy, you mean Arlene? She's still around. She's the ravishing Mrs. Ritter, still around. She's very camera shy. She is. You will not see. She's a unicorn on when it comes to filming. So really camera shy. Won't see her. Every now and then you'll see like her shoulder or something in a video accidentally. That's about all I can get away with. Let's see. What else y'all want to know? Sonia, thank you very much. We're all looking to forward to seeing her again in heaven one day. So you guys have a great day, and you guys feel free. I mean, in and out. I'll probably do this for. I'll stay with you here for till the top of the hour, I guess, or as long as y'all want to stay. So just let me know, and just let me know what other questions you have here. I can answer. What else here? Not going to try them because I cannot make biscuits. Well, you ought to. You ought to try it, Finley. I mean, honestly, it's you kind of follow along with the techniques and a lot of the things that she did. And this was kind of what I used to tell Mom all the time too. When you're making, excuse me, talk about why. Talk about why you do this. I mean, um, not overworking the dough and things like that, and like little things. And you all have been great too with me cooking. Like when I would make the biscuits, and I would use like a cup and put the dough, and I'd put it in there and twist them. And you're like, and some people have told me, don't do that. It makes the edges hard. I mean, just little tips like that. Just come straight down, and that's your cut. So. Um, Kathy's talking about about the air fryer. Arlene. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's funny. I'd forgotten about that. Arlene, no, Arlene got left behind in Abu Dhabi. I sold Arlene to a buddy of mine that I work with there. Yeah, we don't have an air fryer here. Maybe that's something we need to get going here again. Oh, that was pretty handy. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah. Mom did. She woke up one day and I had gone in and eaten raw pork chops out of the fridge, and I was just a little guy. That was back in Virginia back in the day. Yeah, she was just horrified. Of course, back in those days, those things probably had worms in them, or whatever. You never could tell. But yeah, Arlene, forgotten about that. And then Crock-Pot Dundee, that was the crock-pot I used over there. Yeah, I left all that. I didn't bring any of that home. So, all right, Finley's mom, you have a great day too. I hope you enjoy the concert. Herb Alpert, huh? And the Tijuana Brass, right? Hey, from Cincinnati. Hey, Debs, I'll be passing through there, I'm sure, a few time or two on this next trip. I usually do. Mom's heritage. Well, her dad's her maiden name was Burns, so I mean that's Scottish, and then her mom's maiden name was Cole, Irish, Scott Irish, so probably Scott Irish. Mom always thought she had, because she talked about her cheekbones all the time. She thought she was part Native American somewhere. She thought she might have had a little in there. Who knows? Maybe. Don't know for sure. That's and of course Ritter's German. So German, Scott Irish. That part of North Carolina where they were from around there was a lot of Scottish that settled in North Carolina, middle North Carolina. Sandy, all the kids are doing great. Nobody's sick. Yeah, the flu's everywhere now. Nobody's gotten it. I haven't heard anything. Kids are all doing great. Nathan's about to leave. He leaves for Norfolk in June. PCS is up there from Corpus Christi. He's still flying. Will got back safely from his deployment on the Truman out in the Red Sea, doing all the stuff they're doing out there. He said it was so it's pretty sporty out there, but he's okay. He's did fine. He's getting ready to move up to Maryland to Pax River, to the base up there. Benjamin's doing great too. Working. He's actually had to go back into work. He actually had a job teleworking, and of course with the new guidelines from the president and everything, he's like, "Oh, back in the office, go back in there, spend my tax money right, boy." Oh, I haven't seen a new video of mine, Darlene. Yeah, I've been posting them. Just go to the channel. There should be there. You can also, put a heart on there on the web channel, and it should pop up when new ones come up. But usually, I've got to get to where so Fridays, unless you guys think there's a better day of the week to have the videos come up, but Friday mornings, I'm thinking is probably a good time. And then of course I'm gonna try to be regular. I didn't this morning, but I want to get back more regular with the Sunday thoughts on verses that I've read. Cookbook, Michael, I did a little bit. We're slowly getting back moving that way. So Michael, that is something we're looking at, a cookbook. Let's see, starting a farm. Yeah, that is a little bit on hold now. It's probably going to be when the flying's done. Nathan, of course, he wants to have a farm as well, and raise his kids around it and everything else. That probably will be in a little while longer. So we're looking at something now, probably trying to get something on the water. That would be nice. Let's see, the Psalms study. Yeah, I have been. I'm in Psalms right now, studying now, and I do enjoy those. And there's more I don't want to talk about there. Persimmon pudding, Larry. Yeah, the corner piece. Mom talked about that. The corner piece. Now I remember when I was a kid, she used to, her and my dad. When we first moved back to South Carolina. I remember a couple of times going out into the woods looking for persimmon trees and trying to find them because she wanted to make persimmons from. And all I remember is those things would get like kind of squishy. Because that's when you grab the tree and shake it, and they would fall down, and you pick them up, and they were kind of really soft and squishy. And me and my sister would laugh and throw them at each other. And they didn't like it because they wanted those. But oh, just thinking about Airline here. Cream cheese Jello with the bubbles. Yeah, that's a Phantom. I made that as well because that's like her second most popular video is that green lime Jello. Believe it or not. Yeah, 3 square meals a day, darling. That's the truth. She did. She cooked. She loved cooking. Oh, and Bella. Yes, Sandy. Sorry, Bella. Bella's. She started her master's degree in public health, so she's working on that. She's working. In fact, she's getting ready to go off to work here. She's working at a local restaurant, and working a little, get a little extra money as well. So, and then she got a call back from the nonprofit that she had interned with last summer. Called her and offered her a job like 20 hours a week or whatever to work from home, coordinate some things. So she's keeping busy too. Everything's kind of falling into place for her. I'm glad she's impressive young woman. So, Debs, is that in Cincinnati? Fly right over your house? Probably so. I'll wag my wings next time I fly over, Debbie. So, Debs. So, I appreciate that, Darlene. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, God bless you too, BB. Thanks. Columbia, South Carolina. That's my old stomping grounds. I grew up there. Went to Airport High School. Ooh. Hello, Texas, Grammy. My favorite places. Texas got a cool vibe there. I don't know what it is. It's just got a great thing about Texas. So let's see. Hello, Beach Chick. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the videos, Katie. Yeah, Bella. Everybody loves Bella. She's such a sweetheart. Yeah, that Bella's and she's so we took a lot of our old videotapes when the kids were growing up, and we had them digitized, and she was watching them about 6 months ago, and she had saved a couple of little videos, and she took some clips and stuff and sent them. And let me see if I can't show you one of them because they're pretty funny. Um, but she's so. Say here's let's see if you can see it. Let me know if you can hear this. So that was we taped her because she had just gone upstairs to ask Benjamin to play, and Benjamin was like, "No, I'm doing homework. Go outside and play by yourself, Bella." So she came down and wrote a song about it. So she's such a sweet girl. Oh, oh, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Darlene, they're all good kids. They all and young. Well, they're men and women now. I mean, they're so proud of them. Gastonia, North Carolina. God bless you too, Lisa. So, um, the YouTube channel, Deborah, look up Phyllis Stokes and Son, Phyllis Stokes and Son. That's where you'd look to see it, and that's the home page there, and um, and that's where, and then of course you can get to any of them, and then it's got a little magnifying glass there. You can search for any, type in a keyword, type in um, gravy, or type in biscuits, or anything else, and then those videos will come up, and you can see them. So there's like 1,200. I mean, I know there's for like 1,400 videos she did. So, um, yeah, Bella still lives here with us, Tony. She's working here from home, and just hanging out. So she keeps Arlene busy. They hear them down there laughing all the time. I appreciate that, Bonnie. Thanks. Um, Benjamin, Larry, I didn't specifically name him after him. I never knew him, Grandpa Benjamin. I know that I remember great grandma Cole, and and I remember because we had gone there to my grandma's house, and I remember sitting on the couch, and Mom was like, here's your great grandma, and I remember her, and I close my eyes, I remember her face, and I think she might have passed away shortly after that, but or not long after that, but I do remember, but I think he had passed away before I was born. Um, but no, I read this book that was kind of a graphic, not graphic, it was a narrative story of the Bible, and it was basically talking about, it was Jacob, and when Rachel gave birth to and she wanted to name him her second son, um, Joseph's brother. Ben Anoni, which, son of my sorrow, and she passed. And then the Bible, talks about that that Jake changed his name to Benjamin, the son of my right hand. And it was always just, I remember reading that the author's interpretation of how that went down, and how Joseph was upset because he changed the name that mom gave him and all, and he's just like, how could you grow up knowing that all your life, and to be constantly reminded that that you basically killed your mom because died in childbirth. I just always thought that. I always liked that, and I named Benjamin to honor Arlene, so because she is so. Hi, Claudia. Well, appreciate that, Erica. Thanks. Um, yeah, Tony, I love having Bella home. She's great. It's great. She's a joy to have around. So um, just getting her going, being silly sometimes, it's pretty funny. We talked to Benjamin last night on the phone and just laughing and laughing because we were telling stories and about when they were younger and all. Which reminds me, there's one more other video I want to show you because this is the funniest one that just cracks me up. Because Benjamin uh, grabbed the recorder one day, and he uh, was shooting a lot of videos and everything else, and he shot one. Let's see if I can find it here. Um, yeah, that's not it. He was being silly, and he was up there with Bella, and I can't find it here. Anyway, but yeah, those two they were silly. They make it a lot of fun. So uh, I appreciate that, Sandy. I appreciate that. Any other questions you guys got for me? Anything else you want to know? What's going on? Looking back through here, a lot of so there's I show about 105 of you on here right now. I appreciate that. Let me look back through, see if I can find any other questions people had. Um, let's see. Yeah. So back to the painting. The plan is to auction that off, and I wanted to kind of test it out on one to see how that goes. Um, and what I'll probably do is offer one like once a week or something like that. And that'll give me um, time to kind of get it together. And then as part of that on eBay, it's shipping it'll be plus shipping. So and then I'll take it down and I'll ship it, and we'll work that out. So but that's the plan. And again, every 100% of what's made goes to the school. So that's Westfield Academy. Let's see. Hi, Briz. My plans for today. Glad you asked. It's pretty exciting. After I do this, I'm gonna go put my dirty clothes on and go out in the garage and tape some boxes and organize. So I finally got room, got room in the garage. So again, it's nice having time because then I can get in and organize some things. So you can kind of see over here. I'm almost all backwards. Over here is Bella's stuff from college. So there's piles of things all around which we're trying to get organized and pare down a little bit. And that's a little bit with the paintings, trying to free up some space in the house. You see that, I mean, there's a lot. They kind of take up a lot of room. They've been in here for 4 years now. So did my mom write a book on frugal living? She did not. Um, she uh, she liked to do a lot of things herself and all of that. So there's a lot of her videos where she talks about freezing things and canning. Well, she didn't really can stuff. She froze stuff. We did can stuff when I was younger. Debbie, take care. Um, Lisa, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And you guys leave those nice comments like that. It really is an encouragement to me. And I found, there's an expression: if you really want to learn how to do something, teach it. And it's been a blessing to me because I can't just. I mean, I don't want to just come on and just. Although I have, and I do. There's times when it's just a psalm will stand alone or something like that, and I'll just read something. But for me, if I read something, and I'm sure you all feel the same way, I'll read a verse over the years, and it'll mean there's something going on in my life at a particular point, and this verse will God will speak to me through this verse, and something, hey, you need to be doing this or whatever, and it changes all the time, and but I like to talk about that, and then I'll try to relate it to something in my life or a story or something I remember with the kids or something that happened, and I try to tie that in and cross reference it a little bit, and it really tightens it up for me, and it really helps me understand what I believe. So when I share this, it's not me teaching anybody anything. It's just how what's going on in my own noggin as that marble bounces around in there, something God puts on my heart. So I'm glad that it's a blessing for you, because I really get a lot from too. So um, yeah, Larry, I know I've been by that old house. I remember that house there near Eagle Springs, the old coal place. Um, and I actually went by Grandma's old house. Um, Years ago, probably 10 years ago with my dad, because I don't, didn't remember how to get there, because when we went there I was young. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading or whatever, but it was neat seeing the old place. So nice to see you too, Doris. Let's see. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Yeah, I'm glad too. Like I said, it gives me a chance to try some new stuff. I got Arlene came home yet the other day with some chestnuts. Um, and they're not American chestnuts, and I'll talk about that. But um, we used to eat those all the time in Germany when we were stationed over there in Germany. We'd go out and walk out in the woods, and there was chestnut trees out in the woods, and you could go pick chestnuts up, during chestnut season, and roast them. So the American chestnut was virtually wiped out, and still they're having a time trying to bring it back. So I was going to talk about that a little bit. And there's another thing about these videos that I started thinking about it and going, oh, hey, that's kind of interesting. Let me look that up and add to it. So it's like gravy over the story. It's gravy makes it better. So uh, so I appreciate that, Deborah. Thank you. Chestnut pudding. Hmm. That's- yeah, we would roast those chestnuts, and it's pretty tasty. So let me see what else we got here. Let me see if I missed any questions. Um, see, persimmon pudding. See, any other? So keep those questions coming if you got or anything else you have. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of the way. Let's see what we got. So, um, what else is going on here? Yeah, the flying's going fine. Um, if you guys like those flying videos, I, I'll usually I'll be flying along, and I'll, sitting up front. Of course, that's the best view up there. But especially, during the day, these last couple of trips I've had, I've actually done a lot of day flying, which is it's different when you're a cargo pilot. Usually we're at night flying, but um, and Debs, you probably heard us coming over your house at night. But um, the you know, it's beautiful. I mean, there's parts of this country that are just stunning, and like the last video I did, I mean, southeastern Utah and flying along the coast up the coast towards Alaska. It's just, I mean, the way the sun goes off the snow and everything else, it's just amazing. So yeah, I like it, and if I sit there and kind of go, oh man, that's nice, I just figure you guys might like it too and seeing it. So I don't know if this is locked up here. Uh, Sandy, I do. I have two granddaughters. I'll show you. Uh, they are great. They live out in California, and here they are cooking Christmas time. So that's Eva on the. Oh, this is all backwards. That's Eva, or that's Eden, and that's Eva, and of course that's Bella. And Bella's making cookies with them there in Nate's kitchen. So Eva and Eden, yeah, they're great. They're a lot of fun, and Grandpa loves spoiling them. So they're great. Uh, let's see. All right, Debs. Let's see. When did I want to know? When did I know that I wanted to be a pilot? Um, you love the noise. All right. Well, I'll remember that. I'll make sure when I fly over next time, I'll pull the throttles back and then I'll goose them up. I built airplane models a lot when I was a kid. I thought it was cool. I remember going to some air show. I went to an air show when I was a kid. I thought that was pretty cool. But as I realized, when I taught high school, I would talk with kids a lot about it, and I'd say, "Hey, you're, some kids are sharp, and I'm like, hey, have you ever thought about being a pilot?" And they look at me like I grew a second head, and they're like, and I can just tell. I mean, it's the farthest thing from them, and um, and it's funny when you think about that. And then, of course, I was the same way. I mean, I was at the Citadel. I was going to be a doctor is what I wanted to do, and then I was going to go in the Air Force, be an Air Force doctor, and um, I had to get a physical, and the sergeant that was scheduling is like, okay, well, I got you scheduled for a pilot physical. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do the pilot physical because there's extra stuff that they do when you're a man that I didn't want to have checked, and but he goes, no, yeah, where you just go do it. Cause I'm like, what's the point? Cause I didn't think that I would be physically qualified. And I went and did it, and I came back and he's like, well, you're physically qualified to be a pilot. And I was like, what? And I remember the day. I remember walking back to the barracks and the sun was shining a little brighter and the birds were singing a little louder. I never imagined that I could do that. And, um, and I did, and that was my sophomore year at the Citadel. That would have been in 1987, maybe early spring '88, maybe. No, it was '87, and and it's funny because I just got this note yesterday, talking about kids in high school and stuff. This is one of the kids I taught, and when I taught in high school at Fort Dorchester High School, I taught junior ROTC for a couple of years. And this kid said, so, sir, I thought I would reach out and update you on my progress in the military. And also, this kid ended up going to Virginia Tech. And I talked with him a lot about it. He asked me a lot about the military and everything else and flying. And he was in one of my aviation classes. I taught an introduction aviation class. I'm now starting flight school here in Pensacola. I'm doing well in school too. Only missed one question on each test so far. The Marine Corps is treating me well. He's a Marine Corps officer, and he got married, and he's still, last time I saw him was back in 2019. That was the last time I saw him, but he's kept up, and he just want to let me know he's flying now, that's really cool. So anyway, that's a long answer to your question. Let's see. Go watch the Mayday shows. watch so many and get to thinking I could fly. Mayday shows. Is that the ones with the crashes, Lisa? Actually, I do watch those quite a bit because I'm like, ooh, don't do that. Uh, Deborah, so the paintings, mom's paintings, you can see them over the shoulder here. I'm going to auction those off. Their first one goes up for on the 22nd on Saturday. So this coming Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning on eBay, and I'll send an update. I'll send a reminder on this channel with the post, and also on the Facebook post with so eBay. If all else fails, go to eBay on the 22nd after 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern, and type in Phyllis Stokes, and it should be there. So it's just an auction type setup. Let's see. I'm glad you like the flying videos, Carolyn. Yeah, tips. You'd be listening to that. You hear the engines goose. Goose. What percentage of the cooking do I do when I do at home? I like to cook, and the ravishing Mrs. Ritter likes for me to cook, because that means she doesn't have to. I actually do. I enjoy cooking, and I like trying new stuff and everything else. Probably 90. I'm gonna say 90%. There are things that she makes that are amazing, and that's her spaghetti. That's my favorite food of all time, is my wife's spaghetti. So let's see. There you go, Deborah. That's it. There you go. Yeah, the painting. Yeah, that's my mom's painting. She dabbled in painting, and had these posts. Some of them are framed. You see one like this, the farm girl one here. That was one of the prints that we did. It's actually pretty popular. That one is not framed. The apple one's another one here. Those are the big ones. Probably the biggest one's the house. You can see that one right back there. But I'll do some more videos when that time comes. Hey, Clarissa, how are you? Appreciate that, Mary. Thank you. Let's see. But you learned so much about the actual planes. Sorry. Lisa, yeah, that's right. That's true. You learn a lot. And like I said, we used to say that we in the Air Force, there was something called the -1. That was our manual, operating manual, how to fly the plane and the systems behind it. And there was always there were notes. Okay, it's like, hey, don't do this because it's not good. Warnings, or I'm sorry, notes, warnings, and cautions. So cautions was the next one. Was like, hey, don't do this. Bad things could happen. And warnings, which were, don't do this. You may die, and in a very painful way. And we always said that the notes, warnings, and cautions were results of accidents that they were written in blood a lot of times. So that was always pilots kind of have a dark, kind of a morbid sense of humor about things. So, sun's coming, peeking through, and it's changing the light balance here on me. It looks like things just got dark. What's her recipe for spaghetti, Clarissa? It's a secret. Kid, she would kill me. She would kill me if I gave you that. CILL, kill. DHL jets are the best. No. It's the Amazon Prime jets. Those are the best, Deb. Sorry. Yes, Mary Beth, we talked about that earlier. Cookbook is not dead. Slowly inching forward, and now I've got more time. I have to just reach out to Ann McLeod and touch base with her and kind of see where things are with that. And she's had things happening, going on with her and everything else. So, that's where the cookbook is at right now. So it's not dead, but it's been on the back burner. So see if we can't move that up to the front hot burner. But to answer your question, Henry, about what's on the dinner menu for tonight, leftovers. So I cooked up a dry aged steak the other day for Valentine's Day. Some homemade fettuccine Alfredo, and uh, roasted carrots, and then I made those fermented potatoes, fried potatoes, which were tasty. So let's see, what else y'all want to know? You guys not tired? You guys tired of hearing me talking? It's been almost an hour now. Wow, that's a long time. You got me some sweet tea here. Tony, you have a great day. Appreciate you stopping by for a visit. Husband, Carolyn, that's right. Don't give out recipes. Oh, yeah, her 50s cooking. There was a lot of old recipes that she got, Lisa, from that. Um, the color of those DHLs, that looks like mustard, doesn't it? Mustard and ketchup, the yellow and the red. It's funny because there's two sides at Cincinnati. There's the commercial side where if you fly in and out of Kentucky, out of Sensatucky, there in Cincinnati, the Northern Kentucky Airport. There's the passenger side, and then south of that is the cargo area, and there's a huge Amazon, and they're going to build more. That's the plan. On one side, and then on the other side, there's a road that cuts right in between, and then on the other side, there's the DHL side. And sometimes we'll taxi out of the Amazon side. We'll take a right. Um, that's my right. So we'll take a right, go up the hill, and we'll go right past the DHL side where all the DHL planes park. And I was out there one day, and a guy looks over, and he looks over there, and it's like a madhouse over there. And he's like, man, that looks like Moss Isley Spaceport over there. I just thought that was pretty funny. All right, Clarissa, take care. All right. Well, it looks like everybody's about done here. So, unless there's any last minute questions, I will keep them going, Debs. Thanks. And if anybody has any last minute questions, um, this was nice. I guess I should do this more, huh? It's nice kind of chatting and popping in with everybody talking. Everybody like this? Yeah. Thumbs up. Um, or and I've enjoyed it too. It's nice catching back up and had some good laughs. So um, we'll keep them going. And yeah, it was fun, Sandy. Thank you very much. And all right, we'll do that. And yeah, Lemon J. So again, look at the eBay. What'll happen is you just go in and on eBay and put in a bid, and it'll just keep kind of ticking up. And as people bid, if people want to bid higher, eventually it'll get to a point where nobody wants to go any higher, and that's what it'll go for. So it's like an auction. It's what it is. So um, I'll post the links to the eBays and to the videos as it gets closer to the day, and you'll be able to see it. So this is the first test. We'll see how this goes with this particular one. So Lisa, glad you joined in. Uh, the fermented fried potato recipe will be out on the 7th of March. I'm going to delay that one. It's all ready to go. I tee them up so that when I'm on the road, they'll pop up. So I like to kind of regular post videos, so it's not a dump and then nothing for 2 weeks. Just try to get a little bit more regular, like maybe like every Friday have a video come up. So anyway, good seeing everybody. Yeah, thanks. Maybe click the like button. Yeah, I enjoyed it too, Deborah. Thank you very much. And great, awesome. Well, you guys take care, Joanne. Uh, her dog's still around. I honestly don't know. The last update I got was been a couple of years ago. They were doing fine. There's a nice couple that adopted them, and they were happy, thrilled. So it's been a while, but I think they're doing great. So um, anyway, okay. I'll be hitting the road. Be listening for me up flying over your house. It's not too close. So, and it's good talking to y'all. And y'all take care. And it's Colonel Sand over and out.